Hello, Chris from MyStampLady.com, and I'm here with the Seaside Shore stamp set. I love this stamp set, even though I live kind of by the shore. I live by Lake Superior, but far away from what I would think of as a seaside. But the stamp set is a lot of fun, and I'm using it with the Stitched Shapes framelits and this gorgeous paper. I love this paper. It coordinates with the stamp set. This paper is retiring by May 31st. If they sell out of their supplies, they would retire it earlier than that. But this paper is designed to go with this stamp set and is beautiful. So if you want to get this paper, you need to visit my online store by May 31st. Okay, so let's get started on this fun card. I am doing it's kind of hope your day goes swimmingly. So it's this main sentiment here. It's just a fun pick-me-up card. And this is a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11 cut at 4 1/4 inches, scored at 5.5 inches. You can head over to my blog at MyStampLady.com and find the directions, the project sheet for this card that will have all the sizes and the products I've used. I'm going to add 2 strips from that Designer Series paper package. So I've cut them down so that they're 4 1/4 inches wide and they fit right along the bottom here. So I've got this piece here that I'm going to put down first. Just putting a strip of the fast fuse adhesive on the back side, and then we'll just layer this one over it and just underneath it. I've set that background aside, and now I've pulled in my focal piece with the fish on it. Now, one thing about the fish is I am going to use little masking papers that I made ahead of time, so I just store these inside with my stamp set. And this is the way that I get my fish to look like they're in front, even though they are stamped first. I will ink this fish with the Dapper Denim, and we'll stamp that one about right there. And this fish we will do with Calypso Coral, and let's put that one about up there. And I have one additional fish that I'd like to do with Calypso Coral, and that's this one here. But first of all, I'm going to cover my little fish here. I reuse my masks until they lose their stickiness, or if they just get too worn out, I'll reuse these masks. So I want this fish to appear to be behind the Dapper Denim fish. So I place that there. And then I'm going to go ahead and mask this one too. And this fish. Okay, so now I've masked them or covered them so that anything that I stamp on top of them will appear to be behind them. So with the Mint Macaron ink, this ink color is also retiring. It's one of the ink colors that is retiring with the end of this current catalog on May 31st. And it's going to be a bummer. This is one of my favorite colors, I will say. I am very disappointed, but I am sure I will move on. Okay, so just stamped some of the seaweed in and around, and I even, you'll notice, stamped some off to the edges so that it looks like it's continuing on. And now I'm going to remove my little covers, my masks, and you'll see how that just pops those fish out to the front. Okay, I'm going to stamp a little shell down in the corner in Dapper Denim. Okay, so now I can just mount this onto the cardstock mat. It's a piece of Dapper Denim. It's just cut a little bit larger than my Very Vanilla piece. With this piece I'm going to stamp my sentiment, and I will stamp that in Dapper Denim. And I'm actually going to cut this piece out before I stamp. I'm going to stamp a little Calypso Coral anchor in the background, but I'm going to cut it out first, and that way I'll have a little better idea of where I want that anchor to go. Cut that out with the Stitched Shape oval, and I'm going to ink up that anchor, and I'm going to stamp it off. And I could just stamp it off on my black paper, but you won't see. You'll just notice that I've stamped it off there, and I'm just going to go off on the left side. Why did I stamp it off? I stamped it off because I wanted a lighter shade of that Calypso Coral. So that takes some of the ink off, and I wanted that to appear behind my my sentiment and not in front of it. Okay, let's put down this focal piece. I like the Fast Fuse ink. I believe that it is a nice strong adhesive, and so I will use this. But you do need to do the little clip or check mark when you're done, and that way you will break that adhesive. Okay, so let's just place, we'll put that one about right there. Now I can take in my thick Calypso Coral Baker's Twine, and I'm going to wrap this around twice and tie a bow just to this left side underneath the sentiment. Okay, once you have your twine positioned how you'd like it, all you need to do is just trim off any excess there. And I could actually leave this card just like this. I'm going to play with my bow just a little bit. I want that little thing to go down. There we go. I could leave this card just like this and go with that, but I did decide to, with Island Indigo, I stamped the little Hey There image and just stamp that on a piece of Very Vanilla, and then I will just cut that out because I want that to overlap the front and the back. So once that's cut out, I am just going to use a couple of little mini glue dots, and we'll position this right over here. I like how that added a little bit up in that left corner. And you know, I really hadn't found a lot of use for my little clear sequins, so I was really excited when I'm like, yes, they can become bubbles on this card front. So my, did I drop it? Here's the hard part about clear sequins. They're hard to see. Okay, so I just will put down 3 of those there, and I'll use the fine tip glue and put those down. I am sure those sequins are a little bit more difficult to see on the camera. They're not super easy to see in real life, but you can see them and they do add. So this is a great way to brighten somebody's day. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me, Chris, at mystamplady.com. All of the supplies are available in my online store at shopwithmystamplady.com. And if this is your first time by, be sure to subscribe so you can get a notification whenever I put up a new video. Thanks for watching.